Lanka, welcome to the show on a Tuesday morning, and I hope your week has been going well so far. I mean, Mondays can be a bit of a harsh thing to get over, but you know what? If you start your morning with Good Morning Sri Lanka, it's sure to be a great day ahead. And as usual on our show, we have some very interesting guests with us. They are a team who have been chosen for the international rounds of the, let me get this right, the Price Media Law Moot Court competition. I'm going to ask them what Moot Court is very soon. This is an international competition that's been held in Oxford, in England, of course, and that's organized by Oxford University. So I want to welcome these guys onto the show. Hello, good morning.
Hi. Good morning.
We have Yanitra, Sajid, and Sarani, as well as Michael.
Hi.
Hi, good morning to you all.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You look like you're caught in the headlines. Relax, it's all right. Are you usually morning people?
Debatable.
We could do that. You're debaters as well. But Michael, I heard that you're usually not a morning person, so many people might be surprised to see you up and about this morning.
I really am not. Let's just leave it at that, though.
You had your coffee and you're here with us this morning. You're ready.
You caffeine up or you skip sleep altogether just to be up.
Okay, lovely. I'm glad that you've made such a great sacrifice just for the sake of our show. It's lovely to have you here. All right, but getting down to this competition that all of you have been selected for. First of all, I'm going to ask you now, most of our viewers would know what debating is, but moot court, I heard, is something slightly on a different tangent. So if someone could explain the difference?
I think Michael would be the best person.
Oh, well, a moot is something that happens in a simulated environment. We simulate a court, and we work with a hypothetical set of facts that has been given to us, say about 3 or 4 months in advance. So we have that much amount of time to prepare for, and we prepare by researching the law and applying the law to the facts, and either taking the appellant side or the respondent side. Then we go into the competition and we meet opposing teams, and then we also have judges. And actually the competition is against the judges, because the judges are actual legal professionals. They know the law, they know the facts.
I see.
And they drill you with questions for a long period of time. So you need to know the answers, and you need to know them well. And depending how you perform in that situation, the judges score you, and you either win or lose.
So the judges are actively taking part in the entire process as well, and like you're trying to beat the judges.
Well, it becomes a match of intellect, because the judges know.
They know the law. Right.
So they would want to see if you know, if you're bluffing and stuff like that. So they'd keep you through the...
They're supposed to do some research as well before coming.
Okay, but do you bluff?
It's a bit tough.
The moment you bluff, you get caught.
Considering they know the law.
I see. All right. But all of you are students. I mean, you're studying law at the same university, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
The Faculty of Law, University of Colombo.
There you go. All right. So, how did you get involved in mooting? Is it something that all of you have to do daily as students?
Not necessarily, but yeah. So when we come into faculty, there's this moot court and debating society, where like you enroll or you can take part for moots or debating. So that's basically the association or society which organizes these things, and which sends you for different tournaments, especially like prize, just up.
It's completely voluntary, but you volunteer because there's a possibility that it would actually give you some real on-the-ground skills in terms of advocacy and legal research, etc.
Of course, and it keeps your knowledge fresh, and does it?
It does.
I mean, definitely it does, because
it's a lot of, you end up learning a lot, I think, what I was saying.
I think because first year when we were like we just got into faculty, and when we started mooting, we learned it as a different subject, like international law and all that. I think none of us knew, and none of the others knew about it, and we learned about it, and that was like amazing, I think.
All right, so let's talk about this competition that you've been selected for. Now you're one of the teams who will be representing South Asia at the international competition. So let's talk about what this competition is, the Price Media Law Moot Court competition. Yanitra.
So it's, as obvious, based on media law. So India was where the first regional rounds for us were held, and it's a fairly early regional round, I think, compared to China and the rest of the world also have their own regional
So those are still ongoing.
I think that's in Jan.
China finished, I think, last week. But Eastern Europe and South America they're upcoming.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's where we competed against, the Indian, Bangladeshi, and so on universities. And then there's like the top 5, I think, universities are sent on to the Oxford rounds as well. So that's how you qualify for the Oxford rounds, which is the main international rounds.
It's basically all the South Asian countries are presented in the South Asian rounds.
More like a minimum 3.
Yeah.
There are 6 South Asian countries participating, and out of that 3 countries will be represented in addition to the top 3 of the overall competition.
Wow, okay, so there is a quota that is set aside, but still it's a big deal that you are one of the teams who will be representing at that competition. But what's the process like to get ready for that competition? And let's talk about some of the things that you had to go through. I'm sure there were plenty of challenges that you can talk about.
Before that, I think we have to
you should see
mention
their faces right now. Look at that.
It's really different. Like in Sri Lanka, it's few students who's doing mooting and all that. But when you go to India or like any other country, it's like so many teams doing.
Particularly India, they die hard.
It's like a passion.
Mooting is
for
like
law student.
Like recently we came across this book on mooting. We were like, there are books on mooting.
You just realized there were books written on mooting.
And the interesting thing is that India, their national rounds would have like about 60 teams participating for a particular national round. In our country, a national round would be like a maximum of 4, a minimum of 2. So our level of competition is so much more different.
So it's sort of they set you go there and the bar is set so high that you sort of it's a very steep learning curve. For
it's also a good
there.
experience given how it's part of their culture to that extent.
Good.
And of all the teams that got into the advanced rounds, we were the only non-Indian team.
Oh, okay. Congratulations. Is this the first time that a Sri Lanka team has got through to this round, or this has been done before?
Last time also actually like they got through, but still
that's sort of a sad
unfortunately.
Story. That's sort of a sad story. Both me and Michael went last year also, and there's this whole...
That year too we became quarter-finalists and we qualified for Oxford, etc.
But there's this whole rule, and also there's this rule, people who have participated once in regional rounds can't participate again. But because of the sad story, which was we didn't get visa to go to UK, we were granted again to go try out again.
So special leave to proceed.
There is justice in this world. There you go.
A little bit.
So now you're going to go there.
Provided we get our visas next time, but
I'm going to touch gold and hope for the best for all of you.
Thank you.
But Sarin, now tell us about the process that you had to go through to qualify to be on this team. Now,
we had selections basically inside the faculty. So like we were given a moot problem. Basically at that time it was the ICRC moot problem, and then we had to work on that.
You're going to have to elaborate what the
ICRC moot is basically international humanitarian law moot. So there also you are given a particular moot problem, and then we had to submit written memorials on that particular problem, and then we had oral selections as well. From that, 4 of us were selected for the prize media law team.
Right, and it's only after those selections that you can sort of start gelling together as a team. What was that process like? Tell us.
It was interesting, but in a good way.
I would never assume that it would not be in a good way. Anushka, why would you say that?
Just clarifying because I used the word interesting.
Not all the time also. Not all the time also.
Nice.
No, because see, I mean, I'm sure that law students are usually, you have your opinions, and you can be hard to sort of.
So that still happens.
No, be nice.
No, but nice.
We worked together in different capacities. They were in the ICRC team last year, and we were in the prize team last year, and I coached them for the ICRC team last year. So we've all worked together. So gelling wasn't really that hard.
And all 3 of us are in the same batch, and he's in one batch above. So it's pretty much like it wasn't much of a difference coming into a team. We've all
There's of course like a lot more time spent together than usual, like sleepless nights,
Yeah,
weeks
we
on
had
end
to,
during
like,
Too
drafting.
much now.
it is
I'm not going to go into that because I'm sure that may be too much information for everyone out there. But let's start now. If we speak about the preparations that you do for this, that's 3 months of preparation. I mean, how do you structure yourselves and go about in handling the case once you get it?
So basically, firstly, we had to get into the 20 teams for the regional rounds.
Okay.
So that was done.
That was through written submissions.
Yeah. So we had to submit written memorials, and I think for that it was a long process. We had to do our own drafts. So like 4 of us had 4 different counts. So so it's the same mood problem, but we were given 4 different counts.
Okay.
So we divided the counts.
So
among
count
us.
is sort of the charge.
Yes,
Yeah.
there are 4 different
okay.
charges. Like
Okay, and all of you wrote different.
Yeah, and we had to do both the sides, as in applicant and the respondent.
Great, Mike, I can give a brief as to
Easy.
the problem
That
and
sounds
every time
easy,
thing
yes.
might
Who couldn't do that, right? Wow.
complicate.
the brief, well, it's pretty interesting. It's about this singer who becomes famous instantly because of this signature dance move.
Okay.
And while he becomes famous, a rumor starts circulating around him that he's abusing his wife. Sounds a little familiar, I know. But what happens is a journalist, we don't know whether he's a journalist or not. That's part of the question of the law itself.
Right, okay.
A blogger he finds out a voicemail that was intercepted from his phone that revealed that he was actually planning to beat up his wife. And so he discloses this to the public. And then the singer wants to sue him. The government wants to sue the journalist as well to find out who actually intercepted the voicemail message. And there's another side story about how you intercept search engine results, because this singer has been googling stuff about how to beat a wife, etc. So it's a lot of privacy, freedom of expression, and how do those things gel, and what's a conflation, and if at all, if there is a conflation. So that's what the case was about.
It's a bit elaborate.
Wow, but it sounds very interesting and something you really sink your teeth into. But we'll be speaking more about how these guys sink their teeth into mooting, and we'll be speaking to them about the competition that's coming up as well. Right now we have to go for a very short break, but do stay with us. We'll be right back on Good Morning Sri Lanka.